What's up, guys? Jarod and Gabby. We are back with another edition of Shoe and Tell Fashion versus Function Edition. Gabby, kick things off with that
Ooh,
shimmy.
clearly I am super hype about this because I recently started running and I have friends who at me all the time about how my running shoes are ugly. Let me tell you, you want to stab me in the front instead of the back, you tell me my sneakers are ugly. But I do think that there's something to be said. I know we just talked about how LeBron sneakers are more for basketball and easier to play in. I think all of that goes into that fashion versus function debate, right? So I'm going to start off with running shoes and we can come back to LeBron and Jordan and
I
the
will admit,
lifestyle
though,
versus the
people,
functionality.
she's right on that. If you want to hurt her feelings, tell her she got ugly kicks. She might cry.
Like, I mean, I'm not a crier because I got to keep my street cred up, but low key, when I go home, when no one's around, I might shed a tear or two. But yeah, so I just got these pairs of Asics. I've been an Asics loyalist for running. I've got bad knees. And these are just like running on clouds. And I've tried Nikes, I've tried Adidas, and like, they cool. If I want to run from a robber and that's all that I'm left with, we're fine. You know, if you're chasing me with a knife,
yeah, cool.
I'm not going to be particular. Yeah. That's something that happens to me a lot in Jersey. But I think that for me, this is an amazing shoe. And it kind of looks like it's all black. You can't really see all the rose gold detailing on it. But I just think that, like, don't come at me when I'm trying to protect myself. And as far as running shoes go, like, I think there's not as many options. You can get a little crafty with colorways. I think that's the same with basketball sneakers, right? Like, and any sneaker that you're using for a functionality instead of for a fashion statement.
Yeah.
I think for me, my basketball sneakers, are they the flyest kicks out there? Nah. Which is why you've never seen me in them. You know, I'm not going to show you which ones they are, but I love them. They're sturdy enough. It's a good court shoe.
Right.
You're not going to see me rocking them at an event or a party, but on the court, you know, maybe I can like hoop a little bit with them.
It's so interesting you say that, right? Fashion versus function, because that is ultimately what the debate is when it's so often, right? Think about it. I mean, shoes in and of themselves are just things to put on your feet to get you to walk out of the house. So when you step on things, you don't cut yourself and hurt and break your bones, right? That's the whole point of shoes. However, you know, there is an element and an art to it, but I agree with you that when it comes to running, for instance, functionality is key. And I had an interesting experience. So I'm sure a lot of you out there have done this. You go to a running store, right? A specific running store, right? Whether it be like a Roadrunner, Jackrabbit, whatever those stores are. And they do your whole gait test, right? You get on the treadmill, you run. They have all the cameras set up and they tell you, okay, you get off. And some like teenager or college kid says, okay, you've got flat feet and you heel strike or you do this and you do that. It's like, these are the brands that work for your kind of shoe. And it's interesting because I did that several years back, and Asics were the brand that came up. And I love those pair of Asics to run, and they were white and orange. White was the base color, orange in the accents and the heel and everything, and the sole. And what I loved about them was they were cushiony, like underneath, right? So when my feet struck the ground, they got that absorption. And I felt they were stable on the inside, but also like they were maneuverable enough, right? They had that mesh material so that when my feet would press down and bend, the shoe would have a little give to it, right? And that's sort of the challenge, right? How do you keep a sneaker and a shoe that is sturdy enough, but also has enough give in it so that you can be flexible when you're turning and planting and doing whatever it is you're doing as you're running? And for me, those Asics were great. Now, recently, I went for another gait test, and the person at the Jackrabbit said, same things. Have you ever tried the Nike Air Zoom structure? And I was like, oh, I was told that Nikes don't work for flat feet and people who heel strike. And he was like, there's no hard and fast rule. Like, okay, that may be true, but just try these particular shoes out. So I'm going to bring out the Air Zoom Structure 21s.
I was going to say, are they cute though? Like, I got to ask.
And what I like about them, you know me, right? I like traditional sort of colors and nothing too crazy, right? And that's the beauty of these. So gray base, which I love, but that fly knit material, that mesh, so you got the cushion. But the soles, right, very sturdy and a lot of shock absorption when you touch down and hit that ground. Plus with the fly knit up here on the eyelets, if you guys can see that, that's what helps in terms of keeping you nice and snug and those ankles nice and tight, right? Or right underneath your ankles, keep that foot stability. That's key when you're running, I think, personally. And lucky enough, I think they look okay, right? Like, look, are they like, fashion? Like, am I wearing them with like a suit? Nah, but I can go out and rock on them. Like, okay, they look okay. So they fit function first, and from a fashion standpoint, they're not ugly. They're fine. So they work.
But can I ask though, when you describe them, right? It's kind of like what I did with the Asics. You're like, they ain't. Like, why do they have to be just all right? Like, why do I have to choose? Is it really too much to want to live in a world, Jarod? I'm getting real heated right now. My poor knee. I'm taking it out of my knee. But, like, is it really too much to ask to be able to have fashion and function? Like, why can't they look better? I mean, that's the first thing that we both talked about and didn't even realize we were saying it. Like, they're all right. I wouldn't rock it out anywhere.
But I think it comes down to what we just talked about, right? If your first and primary goal is I want to make sure my feet don't hurt when I finish this 5K, 10K, or whatever I'm doing, who the hell cares what they look like? Because listen, I have some fly stuff, but I get out, I got blisters and bunions on my feet. I ain't going to be happy about that because I look fly for 25 minutes outside. Like that's not hot, right? You know what I'm saying?
See, I mean, it's a little bit hot. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I think, and the reason I say that is because I'm that person that it's like, all right, maybe if they look fly, because I've tried a bunch of different brands, and like you, I got fitted at a running store, but I just want to know, like, I think Nike's onto something with the fact that they're now doing Jordan brand golf shoes, because people want to be able to look fly on even the golf course. People want to look fly, or the cleats that look more like the Travis Scott that I think it was the OBJ rocked a couple seasons back or a year ago. Like, there's a demand for that.
It's funny you mentioned the golf spikes.
Put me on staff, Nike. Like, let me help.
It's funny you mentioned the golf spikes. My cousin and his wife, they are avid golfers, and he sent me a picture from the course the other day. So they were social distancing, don't worry. And I was like, "Yo, are y'all in Concord golf spikes?" He's like, "Nah, these are the other Jordan brand ones." I was like, "Yo, those are fire!" And I do play golf, and my golf spikes are Nike. They're not Jordan brand, but yeah, I think particularly in a sport like golf, because you're not running around, you're kind of you're walking from hole to hole, or if you're in a cart, you're driving. Although now with the rules and social distancing, there's no carts. You're walking with a pull cart. So you kind of want to, you want your gear to be looking high when you're on the golf course. You want to look. I mean, now here's the other thing. Your gear can look fresh if your game is whack. Does that matter, right? Like,
yeah, that's trash.
But yeah, I do think that is interesting, and you're right. Like, Nike and the Jordan brand, and shouts to them, and shouts to Jordan brand president Craig Williams. They recognize the bigger picture on this stuff, where it's like, okay, the Jordan stuff matters, and there goes our timer. The Jordan stuff matters, and how can we make that into lifestyle for everyone and for different sports? And right now they're doing it, so kudos.
Yeah, and if you guys want to hire me as a consultant, I got lots of ideas.
At Gabby Rosenthal. Hey guys, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of the Kicks and Shit Show. We'll be back later. Peace.